Bruce. How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the LAIR. And today we're going to be doing some historic best of one. We're going to be revisiting goblins. I feel like this is one of the more competitive historic archetypes right now, and I have a little twist on it today that I'm excited to bring to you. Before we get into it, though, I just want to say my Twitch app from my phone is damaged, so if you try and chat with me on Twitch right now while I'm streaming, I may or may not be able to see. I don't know. I'm testing it out right now. But anyway, so yeah. But in getting into it, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. It's free to you. It helps us out so much. Also, drop me a comment. Talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily. And if you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. And one last thing, I'm excited to offer to my new subscribers and followers on Twitch and YouTube, respectively. If you're new and you subscribe or follow, just drop me a comment in the chat or the video description, and I will reply with a in-game code that you can use in Arena to unlock a mystery gift from Wizards. Yeah, so very excited to be able to offer that for you guys. Let's hop into the deck today and see what we can do. I call this Luminous Grandee. On the 1-drops, we have the full play set of Skirk Prospector. He's a 1/1, and we can sacrifice a goblin and add 1 red mana. Onto the 2-drops, we're running the full play set of Goblin Instigator. He's a 1/1, and when he enters the battlefield, we create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. Running the full play set of Wily Goblin. He's a 1/1, and when he enters the battlefield, we create a treasure token. Onto the 3-drops, we have full play set of Legion Warboss. He's a 2/2 with Mentor, and at the beginning of combat, on your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. That token gains haste until the end of turn and attacks this combat if able. Running the full play set of Goblin Chieftain. He's a 2/2 with haste, and other goblin creatures you control get +1/+1 and have haste. We're running the full play set of Goblin Warchief. He's a 2/2 and says goblin spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and goblins you control have haste. 1 copy of Icon of Ancestry. It's an artifact. As it enters the battlefield, we choose a creature type, which we'll be naming Goblin. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. And then we can activate the ability, tap it, and look at the top 3 cards of your library. Excuse me. You may reveal a creature card of the chosen type from among them and put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Onto the 4-drops, we're running the full play set of Luminous Broodmoth. He's a 3/4 with flying, and whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. And the 2 copies of Krenko Mob Boss. He's a 3/3, and then we can tap him and create an X/1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. Onto the 5-drops, we have 2 copies of Vanquisher's Banner. It's another artifact. As Vanquisher's Banner enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1, and whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, draw a card. And then on to the top end, we have 3 copies of Muxus Goblin Grandee. He's a 4/4, and when he enters the battlefield, we reveal the top 6 cards of our library, put all goblin creature cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Whenever Muxus attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each other goblin you control. And then onto the mana base, I have 4 copies of Castle Embereth, 10 Mountains, 4 Clifftop Retreat, 4 Sacred Foundry, 2 Temple of Triumphs. Have a 3.1 converted mana cost, running 33 creatures with 24 lands. And so yeah, basically the idea behind this is we want to find a Muxus and drop him as soon as possible. Usually when we do that, we win the game. But we have ramp with Skirk, Wily Goblin. Goblin Instigator helps us get an extra body on the board, and then we can start going off with our Goblin Warchief, which also kind of gives us some ramp. And if we have any of these guys down and he has, they have haste, we can drop our Krenko and then tap him immediately and create a bunch of goblins that also have haste. It's pretty nasty. Vanquisher's banner helps us draw cards and also pumps our creatures. And then Luminous Broodmoth is the twist in this deck. Basically, it's going to give all of our goblins a second chance at life, and then they come back with flying counter on them. This can get really nutty if you have a Skirk Prospector and a Wily Goblin, and then a couple other goblins, because if you have your Luminous Broodmoth out, you can sacrifice goblins for mana. And then also, if you have a Wily Goblin, so when you play him the first time, you create a treasure token. We sacrifice him, he comes back to the battlefield with another treasure token, so it's technically like 2 mana for this guy. But yeah, it's a fun deck. It can get pretty nutty. Let's see what we can do today. Let's get into Historic Ranked. Miss Grandee. Seneca. Alright, so we have a nice 3-lander here. We have 2 white sources for our Luminous Broodmoth. We don't have a 1-drop, but that's okay. I think we'll keep this. Go ahead and play out our Temple, of course. Johnny's welcome. Skirk is nice. There's Hawk. Another Healer's Hawk. I guess we Goblin Instigator here. Please don't have a Pride Mate. No Pride Mate. Good. Alright, so that worked out. We have our Wily Goblin here. And play our Skirk. Go in. It's more important here. Let's get Krenko on, right? Auto pay. Sacrifice this guy. Sacrifice this guy. Sacrifice this guy. So that was kind of counterproductive, actually. Let's see if we can get some removal out of his hand. We have another backup Krenko. There's the Pride Mate. Good thing is he doesn't have trample. Okay, so let's get him activated. Let's play Vanquisher's banner. Auto play. 1, 2. Vanishing Light on Krenko. Okay. Why can't I block him? Oh, because he's not attacking. Ugh. Dead here. I think we are. Alright. I think that was my mistake there. I think we could have got something going. I should have waited an extra turn. I sacked too many goblins on that on turn 3. Alright. So I can do another one here. Vegan water. Alright, so we have a 1-lander. Don't think we can keep this. Mulligan. 2-lander's better. I think I just drop an Instigator, right? So we'll keep this. Let's drop an Instigator. Lead off with our Temple. Don't think we need another Legion. We need some land. Oh. All right. Makes up for that that first one, right? Another one here. Okay, well, it's updating quickly, I guess. All right. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, so we got a nice 2-lander here. We do have 2 white sources for our Luminous Broodmoth. We have a Skirk. This looks great. So we'll keep this. Question is, do I tap out my Sacred? I think we just... unless we draw that. Alright, so let's play out Skirk. Since we don't have a 2-drop, I guess we do Temple here. We don't need more land. Back in. Don't think he wants to trade that. Sanctum of Calm Waters. Alright, what do we do here? Okay. I think we do... Hopefully we can get this Broodmoth out. Okay. Okay. Let's see if he has any other type of removal. If we can get this Broodmoth out here, we'll be okay. All we gotta do is untap. He is running instance, so we might. Did he just get rid of another one? Huh. Well, let's play Luminous then. What is this? What kind of deck is this? Is this a 5-color shrine? Push. Okay. Got him. Blink. Okay, but I can just do this. 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 Got him. Sanctum decks, man, I tell you. It's good to see I'm not the only one that loses trying to play 5-color shrines. Alright. Got to see a little bit of Luminous Broodmoth in action there with the goblins. OXR. Alright. It's got a 2-lander here. Fortunately, nothing that comes into play untapped. So that means both these. Ugh. We do have 2 Muxus. Oh no. Let's risk it. Let's risk it. Scry thee, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or land card, draw a card. sense, yeah. Well, let's see here. It's alright. Much rather he do it now than later. Primal ammo, oh my god. Come on, let's hit. Now he's got to worry about destroying my creatures and healing at the same time, so I think we're okay here. I don't see him a way of him gaining a bunch of life. That's game, my friend. Got him. I'm telling you, man, goblins. Goblins. Pack Ikoria. Check that out. Pretty sure I'll be getting some gems. A couple mythic rares and mythic rares that I don't have, I guess. Extinction event. There you go. Nice. Been waiting for one of those. Alright. Let's hop into one more for today. Alright, so we're playing a Lurrus deck. Got a 3-lander here. This looks fantastic. We'll keep it. Okay, let's go ahead and get our Skirk out there. See. Alright, it's gonna start getting sketchy here. Okay. We could be okay here. This Luminous going. So he plays a land tapped. Doesn't activate his lures. Okay. Now, let's do this. We can sack 3, right? Auto pay. Sack a Goblin. Sacrifice a Goblin. Sacrifice a Goblin. This is the magic of this Luminous Broodmoth right here. How do you feel about that? Got him. And that's a badass deck right there. I guess he just didn't have enough enchantment spells in his hand, but yeah, I'll take it. Got ourselves some gems. Got ourselves a core pack. Let's check this out. Primal Might, nice. First of that. I like it. And as you guys can see, I'm saving up for the Amonkhet Remastered next week. So excited for that. I've got some fun decks planned out. If I can get the cards, at least I should say. But like always, I will be putting a description or a deck list in the description of the video. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. It's free to you and helps us out so much. Drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily. If you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. And don't forget, for any of my new subscribers or followers on either YouTube or Twitch, just drop me a comment in the video or in the chat, and I will respond with a in-game arena code that you can use to unlock a mystery gift from Wizards. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.